What's up, Motivator fam? It's Motivator Carter coming back at you with a new motivational live. So the previous one I started, unfortunately, I had to end that one because my mama needed my help, and also my internet was acting weird. So now that I restarted, and I think it'll be better this time, I'm going to invite my good friend Paola to join us, and I'm gonna send her an invite right here, right now. Hold on. Come on. There we go.
Hello, good to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to your live.
You're most welcome. I'm glad you can make it. Sorry it took so long. My mom needed my help, and also my internet was acting weird.
That's okay, don't worry. Good to be here, and
Thank
whoever
you.
is there too.
Oh yeah. How are you?
I am good. Beautiful Saturday, sunny here in New Jersey, and
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a beautiful hot day in Virginia.
yeah, right. Yeah.
It's way better than what it was yesterday. Yesterday it rained all day, but it's all good now.
Yep, it is all good.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask, would you like to introduce yourself to people who are gonna see this now or in the future?
Sure. Hello, everybody there. So I am Paola. I am a coach for relationships and mindset. And I help my clients to reconnect with their authentic self after coming from toxic relationships. And that's my expertise. This is my experience in life, and this is my passion and my mission.
I love it. I love it. That's a good passion, a good mission. Not everybody finds that passion and mission, even at a young age or older age. People have a hard time, but you found it. I'm proud. I'm glad. I respect that.
Yep, we all definitely have one or many passions, and I think that the secret is really to overcome all kind of limited beliefs that we all have in our programming and reach out to that place. And especially if that is something that is going to help you to help others.
Right. No, I wholeheartedly agree with that. That's why I do what I do now because I had to reach deeper within myself and say, before I help others, I'm gonna help myself. And once I help myself, then I can start helping others because I can let others know that there is light in the tunnel and
Yep.
there is hope. You just gotta keep pushing through it and you gotta keep doing it.
Yep, it is. So now that you're talking a little bit about yourself, I have a couple of questions for you, and
Mm-hmm.
I love to. Can I start with the first question? Because I
Go
went to
ahead.
your Instagram channel, and I really love the way you motivate others from your own personal story. Because I think that when we have go through hard stuff in our lives, and instead of staying in that pity and anger, you turn that energy into helping yourself and others.
Right.
That to me is the calling of people, because we are putting other people into that space to be helped. So what inspired you to become a media influencer?
Mainly,
Where that came?
wow. Mainly, I don't really know where I started. I think this is always what I've been doing, just little bits and pieces like during my childhood I managed to do so. It's only when I went it's like when I started doing a YouTube channel like 2016, I started, getting more passionate about being motivational and just building up others. And then once I became a pulley before I went to Marine boot camp in 2017, they always kept saying, "Oh, you're very motivating. You're always motivating. We like being around you." To the point where before we have any like physical training sessions, or we had where all the recruiting stations meet up and we do a big old competition called pool functions. They always have me, hype up our team by giving words of inspiration and build a much needed morale. So, and then also in 2019 when my gunnery sergeant finally called me Motivated Carter, I said, okay, this is not just no more. Oh, people, it's just here and there. People say this and that. No, it's now I have someone who's an E7 who's way higher than I am, and obviously more experienced than I am, calling a motivational speaker, and then I'm having others
Wow.
who are higher ranked than me calling motivational. And I said, okay, now I'm going to make this aspect not just be a fancy title. I'm gonna live it, walk it, and I'm gonna talk it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So, as you do your motivational speeches and you motivate people through the media, is there anything that you can share with us about, like, how do you find the work, the people that is in contact with you? Do they need motivation? Do they find that people get motivated and that they actually help them discover insights and, eventually becoming more self-aware?
For me, I think when I just do it, plain old do it, people just gonna like someone's gonna see it. Like one person's gonna see it, then that one person who might like what I'm doing gonna tell someone else, and someone else is gonna tell it, and it's gonna be like a wildfire of everyone now is gonna be wanting to resonate towards what I'm doing because I've learned in my time and from my time in the reserves and my time in to doing this that when I first started in 20 I started in late 2018 to early 2019. It was just little bits of motivation here and there, and then I was like, am I really helping anyone out at this point? Am I really doing something? Like I believe it or not, I was actually ready to give up at one point, and I was like, am I really doing anything impact? Am I making a meaningful impact? Then it started with certain Marines saying, hey, I like what you're doing, keep up what you're doing, and then it turned from my gunny calling me a motivator card. Then my CO found out about it. My first sergeant found out. Then a lot of Marines from all sections in my unit would find out about it. And some Marines who I didn't even think even knew I'd do this stuff. Like they were asking, "Hey, you still doing motivational speaking?" I'm like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Wait, how'd you know that? 'Cause I never told you." They said, "Oh, we know everything. We're not NCOs and COs for no reason." And I was like, oh yeah. So who really told you? He was like, oh well, this person told me. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's basically how I basically got to where I want to be at. Because I'm like, it first started with just 3 or 4 people saying they like it to now almost a good portion of my unit knows what I'm doing. And
That is amazing. I
right, thank
You
you.
have to be proud of yourself. And I would like to add something to the things you're saying here. Especially in this media world that people, and we compare ourselves. They are talking about this topic. Maybe I should. You need to be committed and show up for yourself. There
Right.
is always going to be people out there that need your motivation, that need your inspiration, that need your advice.
Yes.
Because if it's one person like you, there are many others that are struggling or they're wanting to hear someone like you talking. And everybody, even those that have millions of
Mm-hmm.
followers, they always start from zero. So
Right.
please don't let that to stop you from what is burning inside of you and that burning desire of inspiring other people and motivating, because the world needs this. The world needs us. The world needs all these little tiny part, one individual here, one individual there, the big individuals that do amazing things. They need all of us because the world is in need for this.
I really do appreciate what you saying, and I promise I ain't gonna stop. I'm on a hard drive right now, and I really like what I'm doing, and I like seeing that over years from first time I was doing it, it was just 3 or 4 people to now. I can say I have hundreds of people liking it, and now I can say I am proud of what I'm at, and I'm glad where I'm going. And now that I am, formally, committed to it, and now that I have barely any obligations to stop me from doing it, now I can pursue this full time.
That is great.
Thank you so much.
So that brings me to my second question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I I know from sharing with you a couple of times and talking, and from your channel in Instagram, that you serve at the Marines, right?
Yes.
So I went through your post reading a little bit about you,
Mm-hmm.
and in one of your posts you say something like you are grateful with the men and women who help you to become the man you are today. So will
Yes.
you like to share with us who is that man, who is that person today?
Actually, he's here right now. Sergeant Mills. It's I don't know if you can see it says John Inbounds. He's actually the first Marine who told me, "Hey, I keep up the daily motivation in truth and reconciliation." He was actually the first one who noticed it, and I'm assuming that because he was the first who knows, he might have been the one who told others about it. So he's right here right now. Actually, he's actually me watching live right now. he was one of the first ones who noticed, and that gave me that little drive to say, hey, you know what, keep going, because now I got Marines noticing it. Uh, then I can also thank my recruiter because I admit it, I was difficult when I was a bully because I was came from being bullied and having all this crap going on with me when I was younger and having my family always tell me that I wasn't going to make it. So I want to thank him for his patience because if he wasn't so patient and so understanding and willing to listen to me and me and why I'm where I am, I probably wouldn't even be a Marine right now. I'd probably be worse than I am. And then also, you were the man too, Sergeant Mills. I'm glad you're still here. See, there he is right there.
I see that.
That's amazing. Love you too. Um, then there's other Marines who I've never met yet, but I have like almost a good friendship with because we motivate each other on social media, and then I got the number so we can always talk to each other if I'm feeling down about stuff. And my fellow recruits in boot camp because they always tell me I'm very motivational, that they like the fact that I'm around and I'm able to bring up their morale, especially after, cause boot camp's hard. That's for every boot camp, no matter what. So I always try to make it light of it by giving them a little smile, give them a little motivation here and there. Always telling them that, look, we're almost done here. Let's just keep pushing forward and let's just keep making it. And then I also want to thank those who aren't Marines but they're military or they're just influencers. Like I would like to thank you for it because you actually helped me out when I was in my drill weekend. I was feeling a little like, oh God, this is never going to end. It's freaking hot out here. But then we had our little conversation, and then I started feeling a lot better about it. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling more uplifted by it. And then also those who ain't serving no more, but they still give me good advice, I thank them as well. And to anyone else who's going to see this now or in the future, I thank them for it too. And I also thank those who did everything they could to bring me down, like the bullies, my own family who said I wasn't going to make it. And then I also wanted to thank myself for the willpower to keep pushing when I was ready to call it quits.
Yep. Yeah, wow, that's a hard and empowering journey. And I was asked the other day from, one of my clients was asking me, and I actually did something in my story in Instagram, like, can you reconnect with your authentic self by just deciding that you want to? And yes, you want, if you take the responsibility and you have the consciousness and self-awareness. But most of us human beings, we need to go through painful moments and to challenges and hardships, and that's the way we find our own strength. So when you tell your story, it's very inspirational, because the problem is that people we get stuck in this story in our brain when we are going through hard moments in our lives, that we are the only ones struggling there. And that's when self-compassion comes into a big role play here, because when you think about self-compassion, and self-compassion is also human, like this humanity of knowing that it's not just you struggling, there are many people struggling. And when you are struggling, and from that you rise up and you want to help others, so, oh my God, that's the whole point. You growing, you're reconnecting with who you truly are, and you helping other people.
Right. And no, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that because I also utilize historical figures as my also part of my inspirational journey too. 'Cause I'm thinking, okay, if I got so rough, I gotta think about what they went through. They went something rougher than I did, and I think about those who I watch on TV who are going through it rougher, but they found a way to get us out of that darkness and make themselves, in the positive light, and now they're inspiring others. I use that as my way to keep pushing myself up because I've had times where I'm like, I'm the only one fighting this battle, but then I look at others, I'm saying, okay, there's others fighting battles too. They just found a way to get past that. So that I say, you know what? No one feeling down by myself. I have battles I'm gonna fight, but I'm gonna fight them. I'm gonna fight them hard because at the end of the day, they're gonna get tired, and I may lose the battle, but I'm gonna win the war.
Yeah.
And also, I'm very religious too, and there's a saying that says God gives his toughest soldiers the hardest battles, and I believe wholeheartedly. I had the toughest battles, but the best soldiers win those battles because they find a way to push themselves through it, even with all the fatigue and the mental, emotional fatigue, the physical fatigue, and then they're just fatigued all around and mentally fatigued as well. But they find a way to get that willpower and say, all right, I'm almost there.
That is
And,
true.
and also, I like to make a reference to one of my favorite children's books that I read when I was in kindergarten, that The Hare and the Tortoise.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
I think of the hare is the bullies, the people who told me I couldn't make it, my family who said I couldn't make it, the hardships I went through. But and then the hare made fun of me along the way. But then halfway he fell asleep. They all fell asleep and they stopped. And I'm the Taurus. I'm moving slowly, but I'm moving surely, and I didn't give up. And now I'm across the finish line. I
Yep.
crossed the finish line. I'm the first in my family to be graduate college. I'm the only Marine in my family. Right now. I'm doing better than some people that who said I was never going to make it, who told me I should kill myself. Um, and I just say being a Taurus and being slow but surely making it. That's why I like to bring up that story. Even though I'm 25, I shouldn't be talking about kid stories, but that kid story is very meaningful for me.
Wow. That's a very powerful story.
Thank you.
And I believe that by now you understand that whatever you will put your mind into, you will achieve it. And
Right.
it hurts, it's painful, and our brain want to keep us safe and overcome all that. It's pretty hard. It's pretty
Right.
hard. How many times you really want to give up? And there
Yes.
you are right now here talking with me about your success and your achievements.
Yes. And you're and I thank God and I thank those who was there in my corner along the way that I'm here doing this because 3 years ago I was contemplating suicide at one point, but then I said, you know what? I reached out, I talked to somebody, told them my story, told them what I was feeling, why I was feeling this way. And then just them talking to me, listening to me, really brought me back, really brought me out of that brink, and then brought me back up.
Yeah,
And I'm just glad to be here today.
me too.
Thank you.
Okay, I have last question.
I have
Um,
a question.
so again, this is from the things I read about you. You share a story about like you kind of decided to pursue your happiness and kind of put away the comfort or the fear. Like you decide, I want to be happy. And I wanted to ask you, like what make you decide that, and how was that like for you? Like how, because it's hard, it's hard when
Mm-hmm.
our brain wants to keep us again safe, and it's hard to overcome of these kind of beliefs that are holding you back from do the things that you want to do. But here you are, you say, I want to be happy.
Yes. And my story behind that is that I'm a people pleaser. I used to be a people pleaser like real bad, and as I've come to realize, it's a very toxic thing to do because you're gonna be so busy trying to impress others that you're gonna be comfortable with them being saying, yeah, you know what, I like what you're doing, and I appreciate you doing this, but you're not gonna be overall happy because now you realize that that's so much others you could have been doing, but you're limiting yourself because you're trying to please someone else. And me, for example. I had so many times where I kept saying, you know what, I'll just do it because this person asked me to do it, even though I knew wholeheartedly I was not gonna be happy with it, but I knew that I'll make them happy. I knew that I'll make the team happy. So I said, all right, I'm just gonna choose the comfort of that over me being happy with knowing that even though I said no and they're probably not gonna like that, but I'm gonna be happy knowing that I was able to make that choice myself and draw a line right there. So what drew me to pursue happiness over comfort was that right now I work a good job. It's a comfortable, good job and all, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, but I know that that's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I started pursuing happiness and knowing that yes, I'm not in the military right now, but I'm not completely happy being out because yeah, military life is hard. And it's not always the funnest thing in the world, but but it can make you happy long term because what it does is gives you a good group of people to it gives you a way to network yourself. Then you also get the benefits and all that, even if life can get hard sometimes. And now I'm choosing my happiness by right now I'm talking to my good friend who's recruiting in Virginia Beach to go in the Army. go ahead and do the Army and pursue an officer route. Even though I did say I was not going to go to military after I get out, but I realized that okay, I was too rash and too quick to say that because I'm out of the military right now and I'm already missing it, and now I want to go back in the military and finish out my 20 years and still do this motivational journey while I'm at it. So I'm comfortable doing my motivational journey and happy doing it. And I'm gonna be happy in the military doing it because right now it's more my speed, and also I'm not done yet. I have more military. I have more to give to the military, and also I want to be an officer to motivate generations of soldiers coming in, generations of new officers coming in, and I want to pursue that goal because you don't see that many inspiring leaders nowadays. So I want to be that inspired leader, that one that they can come talk to, the one they can feel comfortable around.
Wow.
And that's why long term I'm choosing my happiness because I know my parents ain't happy with knowing that I'm trying to go to the Army, and my family ain't happy with it either. But at the same time, it's not. I can't keep prioritizing if they're gonna be happy with it or not. I gotta prioritize myself because I'm ready to go to my parents' house. I'm ready to start living on my own.
Right. So you mentioned that you were a pleaser, like you were just pleasing, and of course not being connected to who you truly were. Is there anything that you would like to say to people out there that they are going through a journey where they are pleasers? They are either is in a relationship, at work,
Mm-hmm.
in the family, the siblings. They are forgetting about themselves, and they are afraid of speak up, of show up from themselves. Is there anything motivational that you would like kind of to bring up here to people who really it's just stuck in that way that they are afraid of showing up for themselves and they become pleasers, you know?
Right. And the thing that I can say to people who are pleasers is that and sometimes it's okay to please others when you want, because sometimes it's okay to do it, but when it comes to the point where you're doing it all the time and not prioritizing yourself, it can become toxic. If somebody out there truly supports you, truly appreciates you, and truly loves you, and truly wants to see you succeed, then they'll know that in order for you to do that, sometimes you gotta branch away and you gotta be able to do it on your own and pursue your own passion. And then always realize that that fire inside of you is never going to be stumped out, no matter how much somebody out there tells you, oh, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, or tell you what you can and can't do. That fire inside of you that you've been feeling over the years, this is your sign, this is your calling now to not to ignite it even higher and pursue what you want. And then those who see that you succeed will be the ones that who are truly the ones that are there for you, and truly the ones who are not there for you. If those people want to leave because you're finally doing what you want to do and you're happy where you want to be at, then those were never your people to begin with. Those people who are your people to begin with are those who are there for you in the beginning, the middle, the good times, the hard times, and they're there for you at the end. Those are the two people that you want to keep in your life. And those are people that you truly want to keep in your corner and keep in your circle. The rest of the others don't really matter, therefore, afterwards.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. You're, uh, I've been working on that for a long time now.
Yeah, I believe so.
Thank you. Now I do have some questions myself. I was thinking about questions while I was doing so.
Okay, sure.
What made you pursue your passion for the past 20 years?
My passion. So I will start a little bit to share about my why. My why is big. It's probably never will be achieved in their 100%. And I think that that's the purpose of having a why, is that I want to make this world better. I really do. On my way, on my little spot that for me it's making the world better. So starting from I just want to make this world better and help others, my life journey brought me to focus on building a healthy relationship with yourself and reconnecting with who you truly are is going to bring happiness to your life. And happiness means being happy by yourself, being happy with other people, and being grateful just because you are alive. So from there on, my journey was, I think that up to I was 24, maybe 20 or 23 years old, my life was like based on other people's opinions of me. I was very afraid of putting up myself or showing up for myself. I was a very angry person. I didn't understand what's happening to me. I didn't understand why I have this burning desire of helping others and I don't know what to do. And I didn't understand my life story. I didn't understand my wounds, my childhood wounds and my traumas. And therefore, I became a very codependent person in relationships, and I was behaving my trauma bonding that came from, my past that I couldn't understand. So I went in through a journey of really unhealthy and toxic relationships, including being with a narcissist. With that was the last relationship that put me in a place where you have to take yourself right now and really start to heal and really start to reconnect with who you truly are. Learn what are your core beliefs, your limited beliefs that are holding you back, your behaviors, what is happening there. So I start to do my inner work, do my child inner work, parenting myself, and of course learning and educating myself. And my background is in special education, but it was many years ago. And then when I healed, when I start going into that journey and understand what is happening and educating myself and finding ways to help yourself, I met an amazing coach. I was in therapy for many years back 20 years ago, and then I met this coach and he was amazing. I needed to have a coach because I needed someone that is going to hold me accountable for myself, that I need to commit to myself, that I need to trust. And of course, my therapy helped a lot because I needed to go back, way back to my childhood. But I was ready to have a coach and I was ready to commit. And I made this amazing transformation, which is very different than when you make a change. When you make a change, you can go back. When you transform your life, when you transform something in you, you can't go back because you are too aware to be able to go back to a behavior or to people that is unhealthy. You can't do it. You just can't. It's like, that right now is the afternoon of this date and it's sunny. You can't unsee that.
Right.
So, when I saw all that path and all that transformation and all that I did and my journaling and all the things that I had, I say, oh my God, I am going to start to help others. This is my mission right now. I want to help other people like me because my clients went through similar stories that I went through in my life. And that's also the people that I kind of gravitate towards as a client, to help them to really heal and rediscover who they truly are and stop living a life that is like almost being dead because they are suffering so much. And it's truly 100% possible when you are disciplined, committed to yourself.
I
And I'm
love that.
so passionate about this.
No, I can tell, and I really like that. I'm glad. No, I really like that, and I really respect that. When you're passionate about something, like, of course, you might get a little emotional about it, you might get empowered by it, but it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with that. No, I like that because that means that those who get passionate and emotional about what they're doing means they really enjoy what they're doing. They really have found success in it because it's helped them in the long run. And it's gonna help others in the long run. And I love
And
that.
you believe, I mean, like when you start doing something, let's say just, we are selling a product. I'm selling a bottle of water. He's here. I want to sell a bottle of water because I think it's beautiful. I think it's going to make a lot of money for me, whatever. It's water with some sort of flavor. But when you have a passion, a burning desire in your heart to help others, others, to do something that is meaningful, not just for you, but for others, there is no way in earth, I'm telling you, that you will not have people coming to you for help. There is just no way, because they connect so well with what you're talking, with that passion, because you are being genuine.
Yes. And no,
That's
I
why
agree.
when you said before when I asked you about the pleasers, and you also add, like, you said something like, I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly, but you say something like, that voice won't stop, like when you want to do something, it's going to be always there.
Yeah.
And it's 100% when it's something burning in you and you know that's your calling, your mission, it's not going to stop. So you better, guys, whoever is watching this, just pay attention to that voice.
Right. And no, you say you sorry you don't remember. Don't trust me. I think your memory is a lot better than what you think it is. Because you're actually pretty accurate about what I've been saying. No, and you're absolutely right. Because like now that I heard what you said, transformation and changing. That's all. You're very right. Because when I was growing up, it was always change what you are, change what you are, change what you are. And I kept changing, but I kept reverting back to what I was trying to change from. And then now that I do what I do now, I transform myself from being that guy who used to always, be in a bad place and sitting in the corner like just contemplating what I could have been at, to now I know who I am, I know where I want to be, and I know what my passion is, and I know where I want to be in long term. I know what I want to do for others. So that part right there, I wholeheartedly agree with you on the change and transformation, because that's what I was thinking in my head too. And now that as you say out loud, I'm really grateful for that, because we're thinking alike right here.
Yeah, so when you transform, it's this state of mind that you are becoming to a level of self-awareness,
Mhm.
that you are aware even of the things that you are not aware of. So you are
Right.
in mentality already that you can think of the things that you are not being aware at this moment. And transforming, it doesn't mean that you totally become another whole person. No, because your story and whatever is already set up in your programming is going to stay there forever.
Right.
The question is, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to allow that to heat up your life and mess your life? Or are you going to actually take that and build up yourself,
Mm-hmm.
build that mindset that is going to stay there? Because right now you are so converting your life and yourself in a different behavior, different kind of thinking, different kind of feeling, behaving. You transform, and therefore you can't go back.
Right.
The thoughts and things from the past, they will stay there, and sometimes they will kind of knock your door, come and
Mm-hmm.
remind you they're there, but you're already in a place that you can look at them and say, okay, I know you're there, it's okay, but this is me today.
I agree with that, because that's why I made that post about being at peace. I'm actually, I don't know if you saw that one yet. That's why I made that post about being at peace now, because I realized that it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be knocking, but because now I'm in a place where now that, even though that sometimes I used to struggle where I used to be at. Now I understand. I move on beyond my ignorance about why I struggle right here. I move beyond my ignorance about why people were the way they were with me, why people said this stuff to me, why I had to go through this and that. Because now I can live with knowing, hey, this happened, but it could have stopped me. I could have quit. I could have done this a long time ago, but I chose not to, because I chose to choose victory over defeat. I chose losing a small battle to win a major one later on. I chose to accept my setbacks for comebacks, and I accept my shortcomings so that I can turn them into a long term victory that'll let others know that, hey, look, this shortcoming's gonna come at any point. Happens to the best of us, but it happens to the best of us. But it's the better of us that who see our shortcomings and work on it to make ourselves way better, so we don't have this same thing over and again.
Yep.
As I always tell people, as I always tell people, like everybody makes mistakes, but the best of us learn from them.
That is So wise to say, because that's a problem, that people make mistakes and then regret, and then they get into this pity, angry, revengeful stage, and they do nothing with that. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes and take positive lessons. That's what you need to do.
Right. And I wholly agree. That's why I am what I am. Hey, that's why you are what you are. You learn from your mistakes and you make yourself better. I learned from mine. I made myself better. Yes, I
Yep.
still got some work. I still got some work to do here and there. I'm still young, but I'm at the point right now where I'm so willing to learn and so willing to take all the lessons I'm getting. That's why I know nothing's going to hold me down from getting better.
Yep.
So my question is,
You have more questions? Okay.
yeah, what inspired you to pursue self-aware? It's not. Well, you basically already said because you were in a bit of toxic relationships, but Is this what inspired you to pursue self-awareness from all the toxic relationships you was in?
Um, so yeah, so I share a bit about my background and what brought me to become a, person that wants to help others to heal from their past relationships. It's all starts from self-awareness. Without self-awareness and awareness of others and awareness of society, we just stay in that very shallow place of just knowing that right now I am drinking, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why. I don't know what are the feelings that I'm feeling as I'm doing this, why I am drinking. Um, and for me was really the discovery of like, just let's connect with that awareness. Just let's become aware. And the way for me to become aware, there are many ways into going into levels of self-awareness, because self-awareness has levels. And if you right now ask anyone out there, are you self-aware? Everybody will tell you yes. But when you go deep and you ask more questions and you really want to understand, most of people is not self-aware to the point that they can change or transform their life. They can't,
Right.
because our brain is built in a way that we want and we need to stay safe. So the primitive brain wanted to stay safe, so you are not being bit by other animals or by other people or by other tribes or whatever. And right now we don't need that. But right now we don't need to be at all times alert because something can happen to us. But
Right.
evolution, of course, is more powerful, and you have to really
Mm-hmm.
kind of go against that. So people don't want to become more and more self-aware, because that, when you become more and more self-aware, you
Mm-hmm.
have to face yourself. You have to face your shadows. You have to look at your bad behaviors. You have to look at your bad thoughts and the things that are holding you back. You have to go back and see if your beliefs and your core values are the values that you really align with them in your behavior. And people don't want to do that. And I totally understand. It's really painful. So for me, it was that. So just was really becoming more self-aware, educating myself, reading books, going to courses, and practicing, looking at the mirror and saying, hey, Paola, who are you? What are you doing that is not something that aligns with who you want to be? And that's a
Mm-hmm.
hard work. It's a tough work.
I wholeheartedly agree. It is tough to do so because I know me. I used to have a hard time looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, is this who I really am looking at, or am I looking at something that's not me? Then I realized that thing I was looking back at the mirror was the part of me that was wanted to be hateful, regretful, angry all the time, that wanted to just take it out, basically give everyone else the same pain that he was given. But I said, that's that person. I don't want to become that person because that person's self-destructive and that person's dangerous. I don't want to be self-destructive. I don't want to be dangerous. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt others. I want to help others. I want to help myself. So I decided to put that person who had all the dark aspects, and I decided to lock him away in the area that he cannot escape from, and that's why I am where I am right now.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that, you know, um, self-awareness for me itself alone, it's not something that will help you to rise up to these levels, like where you are right now or where I am
Mm-hmm.
right now and many other people is right now, that is inspiring and helping others. But to me, you have to add some acceptance, forgiveness, self-compassion, mindfulness, because those are the skills that are going to wrap up your self-awareness. Because
Right.
we all have these good places of us and really, I would call that maybe bad places of us. And we
Hmm.
all can get trapped there. We all can get trapped in one side or the other side. So when you
Right.
decide that you want to rise up and help others, self-awareness alone is not enough. There are other things that you need to learn, like acceptance to yourself. Radical acceptance to me is a very important point. Accepting yourself for who you are, accepting whatever mistakes you made, and accepting the person that you want to become right now. And
Hmm.
forgiveness, mindfulness bring you to a level up that you can embrace others for who they are. So for
Yes.
my journey, self-awareness by itself, it wasn't enough. I needed to add all these other skills together with a lot of faith.
Right. That's basically all I ran off was faith. And that fire that I mentioned about inside you, it's it's the everlasting faith in yourself that can never be defeated or snuffed out.
Yeah, and
That's that. That's that
I
fire.
always say to people, I had another live with other influencers in Instagram, and just whoever is with you right now is the people that need you, that need to hear your word, that need to hear your passion, your inspiration, because you're giving them the opportunity to open up to new insights and eventually and hopefully to gain self-awareness. Whoever doesn't want to be there, it's okay. There is another group for them. But
Right.
that's what I say. Everybody starts from zero. But you helping others, just keep doing it.
And I promise you, I will keep doing it. I
Good.
do have, I do have two more questions, and then that's all I have.
Okay.
Now, what's your secret to looking like you're 20 years old in your 40s? I gotta know.
Oh my God. Okay. Um, that's a funny question. Okay.
That was gonna be
So,
funny.
no secrets. I believe that part of that is my genetics. And I do want to say that since a couple of years, because of all my practice and my personal and inner work, and me embracing so much mindfulness is part of my life and gratitude. Like every morning I wake up and before I step out of bed, I am grateful for the new day that I have. I totally, I'm not thinking of like, I have to do this or I just don't. Even if I have serious problems or challenges. So I think that that place have put me in a level in my life at this moment where I feel happier than ever before. And I think that that probably makes you feel younger and look younger.
Y'all hear that? We out wake up in the morning before you get out of bed. Just be grateful for a new day and work on yourself because when you work on yourself and you feel good about yourself on the inside, it's gonna
Yeah.
show on the outside.
Yeah. And remember, in something that I want to tell whoever is really watching us right now is that people have their own journeys, your friends, your family, your parents, and whoever reacts to you in a way that you don't expect or in a way that it's hurting, just remember that they are in their own journey. They are reacting or they are judging you based on their own little world that they live in. We have to learn to make a space for us to say, this is me, the balanced person, the centered person who hold a space for myself, and I'm not going to let other people to put me down in that way.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I was about to ask you, what inspiring words you have for us before we end this, but you basically already said it. I think you read my mind a little bit on this one.
Well, I became so, as you see, I'm very very, very inspiring by the things I believe. And this is a burning desire that I have to help others because it works.
And believe it or not, and believe it, you actually helped me out, which is why I reached out to you that one day. I was like, I really like this. I gotta talk to this person. Hopefully, they're willing to do this live with me. And we're here
Yeah,
now.
thank you so much for inviting me to your channel. And thank you,
It,
everybody there, for watching us.
I do appreciate you joining me today, and I want to say that I'm glad that I met you. I'm glad you're in my life, and I always will be here for you if you need anything. And on that note, I truly appreciate you doing this today.
Okay. Good luck in your journey and good luck, everybody.
Thank you, and you have a blessed day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.